Beauty and the Beast. Once upon a time, there was a very rich merchant. He had 3 lovely daughters. The youngest daughter was named Belle. The 2 older daughters were too proud. However, Belle was polite. One day, there was a terrible accident. The merchant's ship sank in a storm. The merchant lost all of his possessions. The merchant and his 3 daughters had to move to a small cottage. A few months later, there was good news. One of the merchant's ships arrived at the port. As the merchant left for the port to get his things, he said,
"Daughters, I will bring you nice presents."
The 2 older daughters asked for jewels and dresses, but Belle's wish was simple.
"I want a beautiful rose,"
she said. Sadly, the merchant's hopes didn't come true. The people who lent him money took everything from the ship.
My daughters must be waiting for my presents.
He had to return home empty-handed. Night fell, and a terrible snowstorm came. The merchant lost his way in the forest.
I am in big trouble. I will freeze to death in the snow.
Then he saw a light far away. As he approached it, he saw a huge castle.
Is anyone here?
He called out, but no one answered. The merchant saw warm food on a table. The hungry merchant ate the food and fell asleep. The next day, the merchant saw roses in the garden.
Belle will be happy if I bring her a rose.
He picked the most beautiful rose. At that moment, he heard a terrible voice.
"You picked my favorite rose."
A terrible-looking beast stood before him.
Please forgive me. I just picked the rose as a gift for my daughter.
But the beast shouted more loudly.
"You should sacrifice your life or send your daughter to me."
The merchant came back home. He told his daughters what happened to him. The 2 older daughters trembled in fear. However, Belle calmly said,
"Father, this happened because of me. I will go to him."
Belle went to the beast's castle to save her father. When Belle saw the beast, she closed her eyes tightly. She was so scared that she couldn't fall asleep. The next day, Belle saw a room with the sign, "Belle's Room." A clean bed and some sheets were in the room. Also, there was a magic mirror. When Belle thought of her father, she could see him in the mirror. Belle was surprised.
"The beast made this lovely room for me. The beast can't be bad."
Belle's heart was moved by the beast's good manners. At dinner time, the beast came to the table. Shyly, he asked,
"Don't I look terrible? Don't be afraid of me. Please, be yourself."
"Your looks are terrible, but you are very kind."
The beast smiled. Belle wasn't afraid of the beast anymore. Belle grew happier day by day. She took walks in the garden and read books. Belle looked forward to seeing the beast. When she had dinner with the beast, she was all smiles.
"What did you do today?"
asked the beast.
"I read a book. Do you want to listen to the story I read?"
As the days went by, Belle started to like the beast. One day, the beast asked,
"Belle, I am so happy when I am with you. Will you marry me?"
Belle shook her head.
No, Beast, I am sorry, but I can't marry you. Instead, I will be a good friend to you.
All right. I will never ask you this again.
The Beast sadly replied and returned to his room. One day, Belle looked at the mirror. In the magic mirror, she saw her father ill. Belle begged the Beast to allow her to visit her home for a couple of days. The Beast replied with tears in his eyes.
You may go, but promise to return in a week.
After Belle came home, her father recovered. Her two older sisters begged her to stay longer, so another week passed by. Belle was worried that the Beast was waiting for her.
I have to keep my promise with the Beast.
Belle hurriedly returned to the castle. As soon as Belle arrived at the castle, she looked for the Beast.
Dear Beast,
However, she couldn't find him anywhere. Only the wind whistled through the castle. Belle looked around the castle for the Beast. She finally found him lying nearly dead by the lake. She held him in her arms and wept.
no, Beast, please don't die.
Belle's tears fell upon the Beast. At that moment, a bright light shone upon Belle. Belle was surprised and looked around. A handsome prince was staring at her. The Beast had transformed into a prince. He hugged Belle and said,
I became a beast by being enchanted. My spell could only be broken by finding true love despite my ugly looks. Today, you broke the spell for me.
So they loved each other and lived happily ever after.
Rose,
Rose,
hug,
hug,
mirror,
mirror,
look at,
look at,
scared,
scared,
garden,
garden,
food,
food,
beast,
beast,